imagine a hamster. Now, imagine that hamster is the size of a city bus. That is roughly the scale difference between a modern tree sloth and the creature we are talking about today. For millions of years, South America was an island continent, isolated from the rest of the world. In this splendid isolation, evolution got weird. It built the Megatherium. This wasn't just a big sloth. It was a biological tank. Weighing 4 metric tons, about the same as a male African elephant, and standing 12 feet tall, the Megatherium was one of the largest land mammals to ever exist. If you stood next to one, you wouldn't even reach its hip. It walked on the sides of its feet because its claws were so massive, 7 inches of curved bone, that it literally couldn't put its palms flat on the ground. For 400,000 years, this animal was the king of the South American pampas. It had no natural predators. A saber-toothed cat might annoy it, but taking down a healthy adult Megatherium would be like trying to attack a bulldozer with a steak knife. So, life was good. They ate, they pooped, they napped. They were the gardeners of the continent, spreading seeds for massive trees that, today, have no animal big enough to eat their fruit whole. And then, in a geological blink of an eye, they vanished. Gone, not just them. In a short window of time, 83% of all megafauna genres in South America disappeared. The question is, why? Was the world just tired of them? Or did a new, strange, hairless ape show up and ruin everything? To understand why the giant sloth died, we have to look at the world it lived in. This was the Pleistocene, the Ice Age, but Ice Age is a bit misleading. It wasn't always frozen. The climate pulsed. Cold, warm, cold, warm. For millennia, the Megatherium handled these shifts just fine. It had a thick coat, a slow metabolism, and a massive gut that could ferment even the toughest vegetation. But around 12,000 years ago, the climate didn't just shift, it snapped. The world warmed up rapidly. The glaciers retreated. In South America, the lush, open grasslands began to shrink, replaced by dense forests or drier scrubland. The food supply changed. The open spaces these giants needed to move their massive bodies began to close in. Some scientists argue this was the killing blow, habitat fragmentation. If you are a 4-ton animal, you need a lot of calories. If the forest gets too dense, you can't move. If the grass dies, you starve. But there is a problem with the climate killed them theory. The Megatherium had survived warming periods before. Many times, they were survivors. Why did this specific warming period kill them? Because this time, the climate change had a partner. A new predator had just crossed the land bridge from North America. It didn't have claws or sharp teeth. It had something worse. It had pointy sticks. Enter Homo sapiens. We arrived in South America roughly 14,000 to 15,000 years ago, and the fossil record tells a suspicious story. Wherever humans went, giant animals disappeared shortly after. This is the overkill hypothesis. Think about it from the sloth's perspective. It had never seen a human. It didn't know we were dangerous. We are small, squishy, and slow. If a human walked up to a Megatherium, the sloth probably didn't run away. It likely just looked at us confused. That lack of fear was fatal. We didn't need to kill all of them. We just needed to kill some of them. Megatherium had a very slow reproduction rate. Like modern elephants, they probably carried a baby for nearly 2 years and only raised one at a time. If a tribe of humans kills just one giant sloth every few months, the death rate outpaces the birth rate. Mathematically, you don't need a war. You just need a little bit of consistent pressure, applied over 1,000 years. We have found the smoking gun. In Argentina, there are fossils of Megatherium bones with cut marks on them, marks made by stone tools. We know we ate them. So was it the climate, or was it us? Most likely, it was a 1-2 punch. The climate stressed them out, shrinking their homes and reducing their food. Then, humans arrived to finish the job. We kicked them while they were down. When the Megatherium fell, the forest noticed. This is something we rarely think about. Extinction isn't just about one species dying. It's about a job opening that never gets filled. Take the avocado. The avocado seed is huge. Too huge for a bird or a monkey to swallow. It evolved to be eaten by megafauna. The Megatherium would swallow the avocado whole, walk 5 miles, and poop out the seed in a nice pile of fertilizer. Without the giant sloth, the avocado should have gone extinct. It only survived because humans thought they tasted good and started planting them. But other plants weren't so lucky. Entire ecosystems relied on these giants to knock down trees, clear brush, and transport nutrients from the nutrient-rich valleys to the nutrient-poor hills. When the giants died, the nutrient cycle slowed down. The forests became denser, darker, and quieter. The ghost of the Megatherium is still there, in the shape of fruits that no existing animal can eat naturally. What if they didn't have to stay dead? Science is getting very good very fast. We are already talking about bringing back the woolly mammoth. Could we bring back the Megatherium? The answer is maybe, but it's harder than Jurassic Park makes it look. DNA degrades. After 10,000 years, we don't have a pristine genome. We have puzzle pieces. To build a Megatherium, we would need to stitch those pieces together using DNA from its closest living relative, the anteater or the 3-toed sloth. The result wouldn't be a pure Megatherium. It would be a hairy, genetically edited hybrid, a mammothish sloth. But should we? This is the ethics of de-extinction. Argument A, we broke it, we fix it. Humans caused this extinction, so we have a moral duty to restore the balance. Argument B, the world has moved on. The habitat the Megatherium lived in is gone. If we bring it back, where does it live? In a zoo? Is it fair to create a 4-ton animal just to keep it in a cage because its home is now a soy plantation? De-extinction isn't just about cool animals. It's about ecosystem restoration. If bringing back the giant sloth could help restore the nutrient cycle of the Amazon, maybe it's worth it. But if it's just for our amusement, that feels a bit cruel. The Megatherium was a masterpiece of biology. A gentle giant that survived ice ages, shifting continents, and millions of years of struggle, only to fall silent just before recorded history began. Its story is a reminder of how fragile even the biggest things are. It reminds us that we are a force of nature. We have the power to empty a continent, but we also have the power to protect what's left. We can't undo the past. The giant sloths are gone, but we can look at the Megatheriums of today, the elephants, the rhinos, the whales, and make sure their story has a different ending. Because a world without giants is a much smaller place. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, help us explore more by liking and subscribing. Join the Chronicle. Stay wild.